Right, this is a video brief for the week 2 of the Monday morning live group. Right, first of all, I just want to explain a bit more about how we're going to do it. Basically, I will post the video you're watching now at about 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, okay? And that kind of gives you then half an hour to kind of get ready, and we'll start at 10:30. This week, what I will do is I will post on the WhatsApp group and email instructions pretty much at the same time, and like last week, I'll number them or time code them. So if you look at an email from put it this way, the email at 10:30 will be called 10:30, okay, or it might be WhatsApp number 1, but I'll keep them in order, okay? So as we progress through the things, the emails, because they're time coded, if you kind of open them at the time that they're supposed to be open, then I think that'll kind of make it easier. And if the WhatsApp group or if the WhatsApp thing doesn't quite work, or we use the WhatsApp for social, I'll make sure that the emails are posted regularly and at the time they should be. Okay, so here is the brief. As I go through this, there'll be pauses where you can do stuff. Right, the project I'd like us to do in this session is to do what I've called room with a view. I was able to do work outdoors, but it looks like it might not be the best weather tomorrow, so probably best to look out of a window. So we're going to be looking out of a window, and what I hope you'll produce at the end of the session will be a painting mixed from the colour work we've been doing, the colour wheel, but it will be of an abstract nature. So it won't be just a view from a window done as we see it. It'll be done, hopefully, following the guidance that I'll put down. Right, so first part is to find a small window, or most importantly, a window with a bit of a view, but ideally like a small window, and I'll give you an example in a minute. But what we do is we can either take a photo of that small window, because that window naturally provides a frame, and then you can print the photo or something on a piece of paper, then work from it. Or you can actually, if you can find something comfortable enough, just literally work looking through the window. So I'll show you an example of the window type or size I'm looking at, but that'll be the last part of this video. Next, number 2 is you draw on your paper the same ratio square or rectangle as the window you're looking at. So basically, if it's a square one, you draw a little square. If it's a rectangle, a little rectangle. Now, obviously, if you've got a massive window, scale it down. But ideally, we're looking at a comfortable sort of size of a window. But again, I'll show you an example in a little while. So ideally, you've either got your printed view now, you're sitting in front of your window, and you've marked your square. Now, what I want you to do next is draw the shapes you see outside of the window. Now, what I mean by that is I don't want you to draw the actual view in a realistic sense, but I want you to draw the main shapes that you can see. Now, whether they are real shapes like a bush or part of a tree or something like a clothesline, or the negative shapes, which are the shapes in between. And so what you will end up with is a sort of fairly abstract collection of shapes filling the square. And just work on the bigger shapes, so don't break it down into too many, but ideally you end up with a sort of mosaic effect of that view. Now, when you've got this mosaic type effect, what would be great if you can then sort of go around all the shapes loosely in a nice sort of pencil line, not too heavy, but again, probably constant line or continuous line or something to kind of makes it sort of flow, and you get rid of hard edges. Say also, don't work too heavy, keep the lines light, because you will be basically painting this. So hopefully you end up with your square on your paper, all the kind of shapes you can see looking out of your view, and then you draw around them all so they're making a nice sort of image as such, and they correspond to each other with the nice free-flowing line, and then you're ready to do the painting. So finally, when you've done all those other things, so it's probably the first third of the lesson as such, I'll probably prompt you to have like coffee or a break, then you're ready to start painting. And I want to use a colour wheel to try and match all the painting techniques we've been using over the last few weeks. to try and think about the colours you're seeing. So if you've basically got a green view, think about the greens you use and the tertiary colours, the lighter greens, the greys, and those sort of things as you paint. And finally, well, in this last part, you'll hopefully be painting now. It'll kind of probably look a bit like a stained glass window, or as I said earlier, a mosaic. Try to not have too harder edges. And also, if there is you're looking mainly at a tree or something, and there's lots of different greens, break it down into the bigger areas of green, not into the finite detail. Right, I'm about to show you what I mean and the type of window we're going to be looking at. Right, so this is a sort of window frame I'm looking at, and obviously there's the view from within it. So that the frame itself naturally produces, a bit like you do with your hands, the view you're going to see. So this is a type of scale. If you've got a bigger window, fine. Smaller, fine. Just change it. So hopefully the painting you will have when it's finished will be an abstract mosaic of colour of the view through that window. Hi, so I hope that explains everything. I say please go through it again if you want. The things you'll need, obviously pen, paper, so pencil, paper and paints and things. If you wanted to use pastel, fair enough, but I think we're trying to sort of all paint now and it'd be nice to see the painted effect. Anything else? Yes, I hope to also email some pictures or sketches to show you the way the mosaic might be drawn, so that might help you. But in the meantime, I'll send this out in the morning, and then from 10 o'clock onwards, please WhatsApp me or email me or ring me if you really, if you want to, with questions. And then from 10:30 onwards, I'll start posting updates on WhatsApp and email of where we are, where we should be, and where we're up to. And then hopefully answer any questions as and when they are asked. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you in the morning. See you.